Hey guys, how you doing? This is Coach Carvel Bailey. And listen, I wanted to make this video real fast because I've been getting a couple questions about helping individuals with making free throws. And please forgive me, I have a sinus issue right now. But so if we're talking youth players all the way up to NBA players, I would stress the same things, and I would basically stress three things. One, the free throw line is where you have to be most comfortable. You have to be comfortable because in a crazy game, just in the aspect of a crazy game with everything that's going on, you want to think of the free throw line kind of as home base. You want to be able to say, okay, this is where I know if all else fails, I can go here and be comfortable. This is a safe haven. So you have to be comfortable at the free throw line. And once you get comfortable at the free throw line, then it doesn't matter how big the arena is, how big the gym is, because the free throw line is still going to be 15 feet away. The rim is still going to be 10 feet. So regardless what's happening around your surroundings, if you're comfortable at the free throw line, then you can block everything else out. So that's the first thing. You want to be comfortable at the free throw line. Now, number two, the second thing that you want to do is that you want to give yourself give yourself at least 5 seconds before you shoot your free throw. You have 10 before it's a violation. So I always say the ball needs to leave your hand at 9. Now you may not want to, be at the free throw line counting, but if you shoot them enough, if you practice them enough, you will know how long your routine lasts before you shoot it. So many individuals miss free throws because they just rush through them. I see so many kids playing nowadays, and they get to the free throw line and they just jack the free throw within like the first 2 or 3 seconds. No rhythm at all. Okay? So you want to be comfortable. The next thing is you want to take your time when you get to the line. The third thing is that you want to have a routine. That goes back to being comfortable. Okay? That goes back to taking your time at the line, but have you a routine? And part of that routine, regardless what you do, how you may line up, you want to be able to go through the same things each and every time you get to the free throw line. Now, again, you're bringing yourself, even if you're nervous, but when you go through your routine, it calms you down and it brings you back to that comfort that we was talking about in point number one. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're comfortable. You want to make sure that you take your time. And then you want to make sure that you have a routine. Those are the three things that I would recommend. Now here's the bonus. Here's the great part. There's a thing called a nail in every gym across the country. And that nail separates, it's almost like the equator. It separates the right half of the court and the left half of the court. So, my recommendation, players, locate the nail at the free throw line, center court, each and every time you go to the free throw line. Now, you can place your lead foot, like if you're right-handed, your right foot. If you're left-handed, your left foot. You can place your lead foot at the nail, and then place your other foot a little bit shoulder width apart. So now that you're parallel, or just locate the nail, and now just make sure that your feet are shoulder width apart on either side of the nail. Now you're square. One reason why people miss free throws also is because they are shooting on either the right side of the court or the left side, they aren't squaring themselves up. So locate the nail. All right, it's in every gym in the country. All right, bonus number 2. When you shoot your free throws, I always teach knees and toes. You want to be able to, first of all, you should have your heels. Your heels should be planted on the ground at all times. The only time that your heels should not be on the ground is at the height of your follow through. At the height of your follow through, then you should be on your toes. Other than that, your heels should stay solid on the ground. Here's why. Because so many players are told, um, be on your toes. Use your toes. And what happens is players are off balance. They're out of balance. So now they're leaning forward or they're leaning side to side, moving side to side. They don't have a lot of balance. So if you place your heels on the ground, now literally you're grounded. Now you have a good base and you can't be swayed either way. And now, so your heels are flat on the ground. And now you're bending your knees as well. You got a slight bend as if you're doing a squat, slight bend and bouncing. Now again, I always tell my players, say their full name. So if you're bouncing, if I say Carvel Bailey. Now I raise up. But you see what happens instead of just going through my routine and shooting? Now I'm going through my routine. I've already went through my routine, but now my heels are flat on the ground after my routine. Now I'm bouncing because I have the ball in my shot pocket. The ball shouldn't be down, and then players bring it up. The ball should rest in your shot pocket. And now I have a nice bounce, Carvel Bailey. And now I'm shooting in rhythm. And as my feet are planted on solid ground, and as I'm bouncing, and then as I go up to shoot, it's the power, almost like a jack in the box. I'm bouncing. My feet aren't moving, but my legs are bouncing as I go up. Then I come on my toes, if that makes sense. So I hope it does, because again, knees and toes. You have to bend your knees with your feet planted on solid ground, then bend your knees and then finish on your toes. And then bonus tip number 3, you want to always have what I call a gooseneck. You want to have your elbow extended. You want to have your wrist bent. All right, all the way up, follow through gooseneck. And if you knees and toes, find a nail, bend your knees, finish on your toes, and have a full follow through. You will make more free throws. Get comfortable. Take your time. Have a routine. Find the nail. Bend your knees. Finish on your toes. Follow through. If you do those 6 things, I can almost assure you that your free throw percentage will increase. All right. Glad I was able to make this video. If you have any more questions, feel free to reach out to me on any of my platforms, or if there's any link or any tag, any hashtag or anything below. Click on that if you have any more questions, and feel free to get back in contact with me. All right. I hope this helped you out. Let's make more free throws. Let's take 3-point games with 35 seconds on the clock, and let's make them 8-point victories because we make our free throws. All right. Talk to you guys later. Coach Carvel Bailey. Peace.